If you think making a YouTube video, especially something like this, because it's commentary, if you think it's easy, it ain't. If you knew what's holding my cell phone just so that I could make this video, and the lights I'm using, and what I'm using for my tripod, you wouldn't believe it. Anyway, guys, and hi again, beautiful people. Suzumoshi here, and let's get it right off the bat. Yes, I'm a guy and I watch The Bachelor. It's funny because weeks before I started watching The Bachelorette essay, I was like, The Bachelor sucks. It doesn't make sense. Why would anyone want to subject himself or herself to this kind of turmoil and emotional stress of relationships and all that stuff? But I watched it till the end. And right now I'm actually watching Matt, The Bachelor, the one in the USA. So yeah, so much for speaking against The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. As the title of this video likely induced you into this video, I just wanted to talk about why Qiniso did not choose Swazi. Now, I'll be honest, from the beginning of The Bachelorette, Swazi was my guy. He's the first one. I remember he's the first one to come out of the limousine. He was the first one to come out of the car. And there was just something about him, like, this guy is cool. This guy is the guy. But as the show was going on and the more time he spent with Qiniso, you could tell that he is, as he says it himself, he is not very comfortable with, should I say, opening up and saying, I love you, I like you. And I think to a degree it makes sense. It's because you don't want to be so heavily invested and then you just get shut down. Imagine saying to someone, I love you, I expose myself before you, you're the one I want to spend my life with, and opening yourself up only for that person to say thank you, but I don't feel the same way. So I think that's why he felt reserved. But in a nutshell, that possibly led to his, well, him being the runner-up and not the one Qiniso ended up voting for or selecting. So this was his last date. Okay, so let me just show you this clip. This was the final the final date. Like, this was do or die. This was when they were on the ship, and Qiniso said to him, Swazi, I need to hear something from you. And he kept saying, I have fallen for you, but he wouldn't say anything further. Then she goes on to say, what do you mean? And he's like, I think I have fallen into like, not love, like. And she asks, do you think, since it's like and not love, are you willing or able to love me? And I think he said something along the lines, in time. Okay, here's the clip.
How do you feel? I need to hear something from you, Swazi.
How do I feel? I feel that, like, I feel like I already have fallen for you, and it feels like
Fallen into where? Into what?
into the space that I am right now,
Which is
very much liking you and very much liking this.
so you've fallen into like.
My feelings for you are not just like, oh, I like this one. It's more than that. I don't know if I can word it in the right way right now, but it's definitely more than I just like you. Much more than that.
Do you think you could love me?
For sure. For sure.
Do you not think you love me yet?
I'm not gonna answer this question. It's in one of the places where my realism and defense is probably still in the way. I don't know. It's difficult.
What does your heart say?
My heart says that I must look out for myself.
So now, having watched the clip, naturally, if someone is saying all these things to you, it leaves a lot of error, or rather room for thought. if you're in Qiniso's shoes, you're gonna be like, well, this guy still seems wavy. He seems like he isn't sure. He seems like he doesn't really know how he feels about me. And who would want to commit to someone who's 50-50, someone who has 1 foot in, 1 foot out? I like you, but I can't say I love you. Someone who's like, yeah, whatever happens. So it's not only that. I picked something, and I think I also saw Qiniso's reaction. So this was the final, when she was deciding whether or not it's gonna be Swazi or not. And when Swazi went to her, this is what he said. This is an important moment in your life. Did you catch that? So you also look at her reaction after he said that. She just went a bit, and this is the clip, and I'll explain why I think this was another red flag. Here's the clip.
This is the start of the next part of your life. My feelings for you have grown since day one.
So I haven't watched the clip. The reason I think this was a red flag is because at this stage, it's not about Qiniso. It's about Qiniso and you, right? It's about you two as one. So he was saying this is an important milestone or whatever, an important time in your life. So he was making it seem like this is a big decision for Qiniso, but not for him, right? He's making himself feel like this is a big moment for you, but not for us. So still, even the way he said it, there wasn't an us. And that naturally is another red flag, because he's saying, I'm with you, I like you, you like me, but he's not seeing themselves as an item. Even his wording, I like you, I don't love you. Oh, this is a big decision for you, not for us, right? He didn't make himself vulnerable. He left a lot of doubts and loopholes. And naturally, these are just equal to red flags. Gezi, however, Gezi is a nice guy, very laid back, very chilled, and I like the way it concluded. So you see him in tears, like literally. Okay, maybe I'm just fast forwarding. I think I went a bit too forward, but in a nutshell, I think that's the reason. He was just what's the word? Laissez-faire, whatever. It's a corporate word about a style of governance where someone is just laid back. So I think ultimately that was just his downfall. And it's not like it was only now. Even when they were at the waterfall, and many other instances where he was just like, yeah, like, not love, So yeah, I like the guy, and maybe it's not only because I like cricket. I love cricket. It's actually my favorite sport, and he's a cricket coach. But ultimately, I think he didn't believe that perhaps he would be selected. Maybe he had hope, but not belief. And in the end, there's a quote. This is my quote, so quote me. You can only fight for what you believe in, right? He had hope that I hope she chooses me, but he said it himself. He felt that she wasn't going to choose him. And maybe because he didn't believe it was going to be him, he didn't see the need to put himself out there, make himself vulnerable, only to be turned down. So he still had this guard up, so that when she does ultimately say, I don't choose you, at least there's a barrier that shields him. So yeah, that's just my little 2 cents on the Bachelorette essay. Let me just leave you with these touching moments. Just look at Ghazi and the way he opened up. And Ghazi's like a tough, he's like a tough guy, Tough guy, doesn't really show emotion. But just look at how he opened himself up and how he was so vulnerable as the show concluded. If this is a spoiler for you, it ain't my problems. No one told you to watch this video. So yeah, let me just leave you with these final words from the two as the show concludes, and thanks for watching.
Yeah, I just feel honored and love you so much. I honestly do. Well, I wasn't planning to cry, but I do. I really love you. And I love having these reminders and being able to watch things back and have these reference points. I think we're very